I love the view on this property. Absolutely beautiful remodeled kitchen. Look at this little window of heaven opening up. Absolutely incredible. All right, so this is the street where you park on if you're going to come for this particular unit. Here is Savoy Location, and then here is the Splash Bike Shop, literally right here across the street. So these are the parking spots that you're supposed to be able to park on, but obviously it's completely full right now. So the parking is just, and there is a little pizza joint right here, La Route. So the parking is over here, but here are the steps up to the condos right here. I don't know what parking lot this is above ground, but the underground parking lot is right below us over here. So the company actually shows you this route that you're supposed to walk, so it's super convenient. They're gonna upload the video, or hopefully my review video helps with 7 Summits Chalet. So this is my unit back over here. And again, that park is right behind this unit. So again, this is just a little cute little condo for one night. And so if you have your luggage, obviously go this way and then go around, but we're gonna take these little steps. They call it the shortcut. That was in their little video they sent over. And then our building is this building right over here. And people look like they have their shades. That's a cute little building, but my balcony should be facing the montañas, which the view had in the pictures. So this is where you come to for this particular unit. All right, let's grab, we gotta have our door. They send you the information for the door code, and then we'll go get our keys. They should be motion sensing lights, but I had actually tapped that light switch. It was super dark in here. Okay, escalator, elevator, escalator. I think they said okay, those are people's apartments. Little bench right here for the entryway, and then you got to your mailboxes. And then, so I think this is the door we go through right here to your left entry. Okay, you have the stairs right next to you, but you do have the elevator, and I think it's a very small elevator. Yeah, here we go. The elevator is right here. So you do have an elevator. I'm definitely going to be using that for my big luggage. And then the parking garage. So I'm going to drive everything and bring it up through the elevator here. You have your key box here. The company sends you the code for the building as well as this, just like at 7 Summits Chalet. The keys are inside. And then you have your cute little area where you get on in. Look at this door handle here. Let's go ahead and get some keys, and let's see, I think it's more of a modern key. And I'm right here with you. I think it might be this one. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Maybe for extended stays, they also have, we got a deadbolt as well, I think. And then this is for the parking structure here, the little black key fob for the gate. Okay, folks, we are inside. Just opened up the door. The door is a little tricky. You'll unlock the bottom one, and then this is a deadbolt where you have to like hold it to the unlock position in order to get in. A little heads up on you on that one. They did leave the lights on already for me, at least the hallway light, which was very kind of them to do. Let's get our first initial reactions here. So this unit is, let's hit some switches here, a beautiful remodeled unit for an older building. Very, very nice. I think Mana Homes has like certain specifications for their properties that they have to have, like, you know, just upscaled. And so again, it's super, super clean and simple. We have a little fireplace here. I want to go get parked so I can really kind of just enjoy this custom stonework with the wood. Little TV right over here. And then, yeah, look at that view. That's what was the selling point for this unit for just one night. So you got some parking here in the park. Oh yeah, so, okay, maybe I'll get some shots before that sun goes down. I mean, it's not gonna take me very long to get my stuff out of the car, but nice big slider. Coming out here, oh yeah, this unit is really cool. I'm gonna be honest with you, at first I was kind of like, you know, with the parking and walking up, I was like, man, okay, maybe the Hypercenter isn't my style. I like a little bit quiet, but this is absolutely phenomenal. You got a gondola literally right there taking you up to this mountain. Oh my goodness gracious. Or that might be the gondola to Aju Dumi. No, I'm sorry. That's over here on this side. Oh, this is incredible. Yeah, like so now the 7 Summit Chalet, I was like backed up and could see the mountains from my room and from the balcony, and it was absolutely stunning. But now you're right here and it just goes straight up. So this is probably gorgeous when there's no clouds there. So hopefully those clouds aren't there tomorrow morning. This place is gorgeous, type of a vibe to it here. And then this is someone's like regular house, just chilling right here. And then, okay, so you got this parking lot, which might be for this residence residence. I'm not exactly sure. But then you got chalets kind of intermingled, really nice chalets actually intermingled here. And then this is the park literally I just showed you. My car is just parked right on the other side of that, which I think people park there for trails, maybe for this big apartment complex over here, free parking maybe over there, or if they have visitors, or they're just parked there for going out to dinner. We got a cat right here going up. I wonder if I could take some sort of tow rope. No, it's just too bare right here. This is kind of a learning center right here, but we'll figure out what place I'm going to. Oh, this is the fancy place where people are doing their after après-ski, having some drinks and appetizers right here. If we have more daytime light, I might just walk over there to kind of view it. I'm only here for one night and I want to cook some dinner and I want to relax a little bit. Definitely want to get this shot for you before the sun does go down. Absolutely incredible. So again, nice big balcony, and they do provide a couple little sleds for your kids are out here on the balcony. This is going to be beautiful for morning coffee. Got a couple chairs here. I love the view. I love the view on this property. So again, if you're going to be doing this for multiple nights, this one is the cheapest out of the 3 I will be staying at. And I mean, you still get an absolutely incredible view. Not to mention, this is a beautiful building right here. Flipping you back around, again, a big slider here. And then we have our fireplace. I don't see any, maybe it's just for decorations. That would be really nice if it would, but I mean, obviously people have had fires here. You know, I'm not going to go out and buy wood for fire, but it would be nice if they have like a wood stack somewhere. So that's cool. Got some extra pillows and this little pull-up seat cushion here. But this was also a selling point, an absolutely beautiful remodeled kitchen. They got stacked up 6 Nespressos right here, hot kettle, toaster, conventional oven, drying rack, all your goodies. Hey, they got paper towels and they got a hand towel there. Very cool. Okay, beautiful. We got a little bit of a breeze coming in here. All right, very, very nice. But ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely gorgeous. I might have to figure out how I'm gonna fly the drone because I'd love to get this shot. So maybe I'll go to the park after I check out tomorrow, or in the morning time, go to the park, fly the drone, get the shot of that. Absolutely incredible. I'm gonna see if this place has a wood room. I'd really like to crank up a fire. I should have took some wood from the last location, but the way they kind of put the vase around it and stuff like that, maybe no go on the wood fire. It doesn't say anything about fires. I'll check the portal once again. I mean, you can open up the vent right there, so that would be nice to have a little fire tonight. Obviously they made it for that. There's like, you know, stone and stuff like that, but I wish I would have known that. I would have grabbed some logs from 7 Summits Chalet. Very, very nice touches. Again, they do a really great job with their remodeled kitchens. Love the backsplash. And then $1 million view. Good night. To conserve electricity, the automatic lights do shut off. So this is the stairway right next to your property. When you enter the stairways, if the lights aren't on, hit the light switches. There are also light switches. And there is an elevator, which I will take up, but I'm not trying to be that lazy. See, this is floor number 1. And then you have like the bottom level, which is like the ground floor. So it's like ground floor 1 and 2. So technically I'm on the 3rd level. I don't know what that is. Stairway down. And then we're back to the lobby right here. Again, everything, all the lights turn off. And you got to turn the lights back on here. All right, and then you exit. And we're going to go get my car. Do you have to have a key code to get out? No. I think it's push. No. Okay, here we go. So turn this and then push the door. I'm not used to these apartment buildings. Beautiful little complex though. Beautiful little trees, as we can see right here. You know, nice little courtyard here as well. And then again, take your stepping stones here if you want to skip going around. But if you need to drag your luggage, then just go around that way there. And I don't know what that is. Oh, that's getting down to the parking garage down here. There is a parking space, which I really like about this property as well. So you go down here for the parking garage, or the parking garage over here. And big complex. Quiet, which is nice. I was actually praying about that. I was like, please, Lord, don't let it have like any party people. Even though the après-ski is happening, I think it's more of like a little bit more bougier than, your disco up on the top of the mountain here, but that is absolutely phenomenal. This, I think, might have been an Airbnb too. I think I mentioned that as well, but I mean, come on, pretty cool. Again, I think that building right there is absolutely incredible, but these homes right here as well. But I mean, look at that yellow building right there. How cool is that? Right on the street. I don't know where you park your car. There has to be more like underground structures or something, but okay. I actually need one of these back home. Kabuda. So let's head up the street this direction here where we parked my car. That's a cute little hotel. And then again, here's that house again. So it's gonna be really interesting and kind of cool to be able to be within like striking distance from downtown. So I think I'm gonna get checked in, relax a little bit, and maybe hoof around before it does get dark. I'd like to go kind of poke in some shops, but we got plenty of time for that. We're only gonna be about maybe 10-minute walk from the Hypercenter when I'm at my next location. So this is gonna be interesting to be kind of like right in the heart where I know a lot of young people or couples. Thought I heard some English from another couple. Now, if the parking is available, just park there. But I mean, literally, I'm just right around the corner right here. So this is like maybe hiking or something like that. But again, my unit overlooks that building right there. And so it's like one of those buildings right there overlooking right here. So if you do have dogs or you're traveling with your dog, I don't think Mana Properties allows dogs, but take a look at us behind us here. So that's the beeping I heard. Thought it was a construction van. I think it's the cat there. Again, it's literally just right up the street. Elevation is only 3,445 feet, so it's less than Sedona. So you can hoof up these hills and definitely not worry about running out of breath, that's for sure. And that's under half. Half, yeah. That's under half of where I live. I live at, again, 7,100, like 7,200 feet is where I live and train. Absolutely incredible. Here's the buses. Once again, big, huge buses cruising around. I parked right next to this white car up here. I would like to explore up this street, see what's going on here. It's a beautiful chateau there as well. If you're gonna be staying right in the Hypercenter, skiing only the mountains like within walking distance, probably not necessary for a rental car. I'm definitely glad I have one though. Alrighty, so if you park on this street right next to the bike shop, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your key fob, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna come around to the parking little queue. So there's the bike shop right there on our left. So any one of these parking spots you can grab, and then we're gonna pull into the parking structure right here to our right. So here is right there, right literally in front. So we're gonna drive right here and we're gonna come straight on through, and then we're gonna tap our black key fob to this little sensor right here. And very important, there we go. So it tapped it there, and then we're gonna proceed. The gate went up. We're gonna cruise through. I think the gate went up unless the gate was already up. And then you stop right here, and then a little beep, 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 and then the gate goes up there. So they'll send it to you in your portal, but for staying here, never leave without the key fob, because we have to scan the key fob, I think, to lift up the other gate to get out as well. Very nice that in the Hypercenter. Okay, so from here, we're gonna come to stay straight, and there's signs right there that say the B building, and then you're gonna just drive straight here. This is why I'm glad I have a smaller vehicle, because it's not too tight, but you know, I wouldn't want some huge truck. So you're gonna come down here, again, towards the B building, exactly where I'm showing you now, and then we're gonna make our right, and we're gonna cruise, oops, I think, Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Right as you make your right, you make an immediate left right there. And do be careful of the pillars, because it is kind of dark around here, as well as other people's bumpers. There we go. And then you'll see B19. That's not it. We are B27, which is around over here. So it looks like they actually have garages here as well. And then there is our slot right there, B27. It's kind of dark, but it's right inside, written right here. Okay, there is a security thing right here we need to put down, and let me go ahead and film that there. So it just folds down so no one else parks there. And it is kind of compact, so you might want to back in, but I'm gonna pull in straight because I do need to unload my snowboard and stuff like that, and kind of a hassle, like, you know, going around the side. So anyway, if you can, that's why people back it in instead. It's just easier to get out. Okay, again, here is your door. Here is the light switch for the hallway. You will be using that quite often in this building because they do turn off pretty quickly, especially if you're going up and down. Here again is the elevator, super convenient. or if you want to just walk out the stairs right there. Once you enter into the elevator here, it's kind of a smaller elevator, but -1 is going to be the parking for the car. Again, -1 underneath 0, and there are 5 stories here. Now, I'm going to show you some tips here when we get out, because it is going to be dark here again. So look around for these little white buttons right here, and that's the elevator right there. So again, there's plenty of these white buttons. You need your key. I believe this is the trash area right here, and you need your key to access these places. So what I've been doing just to make it super easy on me is this, you actually have to unlock in order to get to the parking garage, but I just left it kind of ajar. So because I've been coming to and from so much. So little heads up on you here, have someone help you out, especially I had my hands full and you had to like pull this trigger here and then the door opens up, but really inconvenient if your hands are full. So just a little heads up on that one. All right, these lights will again turn off very quickly. So they are illuminated during the nighttime, which is nice, a little bit orange. And then you open up the handle here and then you come out to where you'll see the bike storage, and I'll kind of walk you back in this way here as well. And this is just a regular push handle, but you know, have your cell phone flashlight ready. So here is the bike storage here. And let me just kind of lead you this direction. I just unloaded the car and I parked it backwards. It is a little tight, so I wouldn't necessarily want a big Volvo like that personally, but he has an in spot. And you know, my neighbor kind of parked a little bit close to me, or I should say close on the line, as you can see there. So they parked kind of a little too close. They're used to an Airbnb, so they're used to having nobody parked next to them, not often at least. And so again, watch your pillar. It is a little tight. I would go ahead and, so here's people's garages. It gives you a little bit of 3-way point turn. So come all the way over here, and then I would back it in personally myself. I lowered it. It goes towards you. Again, B27. That lowers, and then I parked right here, and we're looking absolutely fantastic. Nobody right over there, but obviously park in the appropriate spot, B27. I see a little bit of ambient light on. Maybe the car is so smart it knows that I have the key in my pocket and I'm walking towards it. Anyway, unloaded the car. So from here, literally from where the car is right here, you're going to scan right over here and you're going to walk this direction and you're going to come around over here. And this is pretty thorough, I know, but if you do stay here, you will have to, you know, this will hopefully be a good tip for you here. So you'll come around this area here. Again, there's light switches, but I've never had the light turn on me because you're still in the parking garage. So open up this door here, and then this hallway is now dark, so light switch is right here. And then you come up, and then again, I've left it ajar, but I'll go ahead and close it fully now. So it should latch just like that if you don't want to do it, but you will need one of the keys on the keychain to get out into the parking garage. All right, flipping back around to the elevator. Very quick elevator, by the way. Well, especially when it's on the same level. And then punch in number 2 right there, and we are good to go. So I left my snowboard bag down in the car and just brought everything up. I was like, you know what, let's just bring everything up. See, it's dark in here now. I don't want to yell English, but it's a little dark in here now. And let's go ahead and come on in here. Let's go ahead and latch the door behind us so you can lock here. And then you can also deadbolt. Just turn it to the left and it will deadbolt there. Your main switch for the hallway light is right here. And I want to get settled in. So let's take you for a quick little tour. Let's start right here. So we already saw kind of the entryway here, but you do have a closet here with a mirror right over here, small ironing board, a clothes dryer because they do have a washing machine, an iron, mop, and little brush and thing, and then a vacuum down below. And then in this one, I already saw this one. This one you have like some, little Swiffers and stuff like that right there. Again, light switch right there, deadbolt, and then a little clothes rack right here, as well as on the back of the door to hang your jackets as the lights are coming on in the beautiful building next to us here. This is the main bedroom, and this is only, again, a 1-bedroom. And so you have a bunk bed right here, so you can have like 2 small children, a child up there, and I believe this is a queen bed here. Yeah, this is definitely a queen. It looks like a queen. And so you have a bed down here, a bunk bed above it, and 2 little nightstands with lights, and then the heater over here, and I'll get to that in just a little bit here. And then nothing behind the door except for a couple racks right there. In the closet, you're going to have a bunch of hangers and pillows, and looks like another comforter, as well as maybe some sheets or another duvet. Plenty of that. We got some extra linens, towels here, extra pillow, and more hangers here. So plenty of storage. Might throw some items right there just for the evening, or just keep it out because I'm going to be loading my car back up here in a little bit. We do have some drawstring shades right here, as well as that window. That window looks like a new window for a building of this age, and you just push that down and that opens up for summertime. And looking out here, so the folks that obviously, don't live here, so look at all these curtains blacked out. Does this have one? Yeah, this one has one as well. I think what you do is you just grab it, or I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Anyway, there's a storm window thing right there as well. There's my balcony. And again, there's après-ski place over there. This is a cute little area down right over here. But again, that's a happening spot. Not too loud. I couldn't hear anything until I opened up the window, and then I'm just hearing conversations. Again, people love to go there. I've seen that in other vlog videos. Again, the parking for that is all right over yonder there. Maybe a hotel slash... I'm not really sure. I'll have to figure out what that is. Closing these up, just latches, and then latch it back up like that. Okay, do provide towels. I already have one in the restroom I was using. Of course, there was more in there, I believe. Let's see, pillows there, and yeah, more towels there. Okay, now I've already kind of scoped it out, because now this will either you'll like this or maybe you won't like this, but the toilet is separated. In America, we always kind of have our toilets with the shower and everything, but if people are getting ready in the shower, someone could be using the toilet. So very cutely decorated as well. This is something I don't think they have any photos on their Airbnb or website. So this is something that you definitely can hopefully get some tips of. Nice tile, trash can, very nice little kind of a counter area here. Some sort of something or other there. I'm not really sure if that's soap or not, but figure that out. But there is soap right here. And the company does provide really nice organic soap. So I wouldn't use that below. I would use this right here, but very nice for your cosmetics. And then let me move my towel out of the way. A couple little nooks on each side where you can put your towel, and then a nice modern sink with a drain thing here and here, and nice mirror with LED light, and then plenty of toilet paper, some nice decorations again, same type of toilet as 7 Summits, big push, small push, toilet, more toilet paper, and then coming around the corner from the bathroom, same tile job in the shower as we have here, and a nice little area here. Your door is here to get in and out. You have a hot warmer, so a warmer, there's your temperature gauge down here at the bottom, and a little towel warming rack. We'll definitely be putting that to use this evening. And let's see, nice little clear shower. And we have, I wouldn't call it a rain shower, but up above. A smaller head than 7 Summits, but very nice. Shampoo and I think body gel, and those are both organic. Very cool. I'm glad that Mana Homes does that, as well as more organic soap, hand soap, and then more storage space in here. So you got your blow dryer in the bathroom here, another trash can, and then again, a bigger mirror here. So you literally can get ready here, but let me see here. Oh, that's kind of cool. So, there's 2 sinks. That's absolutely fantastic. So that's really helpful for getting ready, especially if you're a couple and like someone wants to take a shower, someone wants to do their makeup, someone needs to go to the bathroom. Absolutely fantastic. Ports, light switches, little LED light there. And again, they modernize it, nice LED lights. And the entryway, again, it's just the subtle little things I really appreciate about their properties. And walking in here, now I do have my stuff on the floor, so I'm going to go ahead and move that in a second here. We kind of already saw this a little bit, but again, that is a great selling point right there with that modernized kitchen. All right, coming around this direction, wood paneling. Another little drying rack. Let me show you this because it does have a washer, but again, no dryer. And there's a nice little drying rack there. And we'll test out the couch here, but looks like a very large couch that I think even kicks out at the bottom. Coffee table, and you got your carpet. And I didn't see anything about a fire. I didn't see anything about a fire room. I'm gonna message them and see if there is a fire room because I'd like to light a fire. It looks like a little decoration walking stick, and then a smaller TV that's probably about a 32-inch television. Both places obviously have internet. You have internet. I'm already connected on my phone, and you got your provided things here. Some hot pads. Not really sure what this stuff is here. Looks like a little card game maybe or something like that. Towels. Again, some hot pads to pick up hot things. For some reason, it's over here. An extension cord. And then, let's see what's down here. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay, it's just kind of a nook and cranny thing, but a little champagne box full of something or other. Looks like maybe a manual. Yeah, some random things. Because probably the owner comes as well, but they want an Airbnb ready. Then we have this little cute little thing. A couple books here, another couple power plugs, etc. Decorations. Do wish, right off the bat, do wish they would provide this thing full of wood for at least, get you started with a fire, which is nice. Nice little coffee table here, and then a cute little table, as we can see right here. So we got 5 chairs, and then you have your heating system here. Little Chamonix, little painting right here. Some LED lights. This one needs to be turned on, I think. Chamonix, that's super cute. And then here is on the left side of your kitchen is going to be your washing machine right here. A nice little Bosch. And again, we saw this nice little hot water. Those things heat up super fast. Cool, they have a toaster. I'm very glad that they have provided you with espresso capsules. Now, coming up here, I already looked at this when I let you go, but we got a couple cutting boards, hot plates. I got 3 more Nespressos. Nice. They left honey, and we got organic olive oil as regular olive oil, some sort of, I think, black pepper and salt right here. So very cool. They provided organic olive oil. You got a lot of dishes. There are some kind of snap stuff. Looks like some sort of, things up here for, keeping, a couple little Tupperware things here for putting food in the fridge. And that is that one there. And then you got a little vent hood right here for your oven. Pretty much the same thing. You're going to use it like that. They send you videos about how to use it. A lot of power plugs right here. Not sure what that is, but just a little small storage over the vent hood. Opening up this one, nice and ceramic bowls. I like that. No plastic. Cool little espresso cups. We'll be using that one tomorrow. So plates and bowls, all sorts of little bowls there as well. More coffee cups above. Let's see what's in this one. This one has your plates and a little bit larger bowls. And then here are your wine glasses and glass cups. Once again, thank you for having glass cups, Mana Homes. And then this is a good, nice stainless steel sink. Again, paper towels, very nice. Dishwashing soap, hand towel, something else. Dishwashing pods, sponge, drying rack, love that. Underneath here, you got your trash can, and then you have more dishwashing soap, more pods, and trash bags right here as well, which is very nice. And then another little broom and stuff like that. And then the trash cans just, come out on the rolly thing. There's 2 trash cans as well. So I will be taking out the trash. I think that's one of their criterias. Small dishwasher, but very, very nice. Again, not too small, but, smaller than 7 Summits, like a normal one. And then nice cutlery here, wine opener, super cool wine opener with a wood handle. You got your knives, smaller spoons, bigger spoons, some skewers right here. And then in here, all sorts of stuff, can openers, wooden spoons. I like that they provide wooden spoons, a whisk, all sorts of stuff, nut crackers, a couple spatulas, a couple soup thingamabobbers. And then this is really nice. I was poking around when I was off camera. Another salad spinner, strainer for pasta, stainless steel. Thank you for providing stainless steel. Another strainer down below, and not that, and then hot pads. And then there's your non-stick, but I'm glad that they provide at least a big one there. So I'm going to make my oatmeal in one of these stainless steel tomorrow. And thank you for providing wooden spoons, because I actually brought my own wooden spoon to mix up my morning salt and lemon. So far, I don't see, unless it's over here, I don't see measuring cups here. I'm glad I brought my measuring cups. They also provide plenty of detergent for your laundry. And then looks like some sort of cleaners down there. as well. And then this is super cute right here with just some decorations. And then what do we got here? We got ourselves like fondue something or other. Oh yeah, and those pokers are probably for fondue. Double, one of those must be a microwave. I think one's a microwave, one's an oven. Both are Whirlpool. And then you got some placemats, a little dog Kong thing for some reason. Maybe the owners have a dog. And then what's down here? Another big, I don't think that's cast iron. I think that's non-stick. Don't use that myself. Cute little plant here in the corner with another Chamonix, Mont Blanc, little ski thing there. But cute little thing. Let's see what's in this without whacking. Oh, okay. So you might have to just back up the plant a little bit this way. But I was wondering, okay, so here's your freezer. You know, it's going to be, you know, a smaller freezer, obviously, than the big Summits property. But good size fridge. Definitely a nice size fridge. You could pack that thing full of goodies, which I will be doing here in just a second. So again, top one is your fridge, bottom one is your freezer. So I can't see it, sorry for the wind, but the church bells are ringing at one church that's right over there. Wow. So yeah, this is someone else. This is someone's house right here, and they're cooking their dinner right now. Church bells are ringing in the background, 7:06 p.m. right now. Ambient light, very, very cool. I don't know when the French people typically do dinner, if it's early dinner or if it's a later dinner. And sorry, I'm kind of covering up the camera because a little wind picked up, but look at all the lights out here as the night is lighting up here in the city. That's something that is pretty cool and something special, different than Le Rouge, where you don't see these buildings, you don't see these beautiful, like, just ambient light. And then there you go right there. There's Adieu, du midi, right here. No, is it that one or that one? It might be that one or that one covering up. And then Mont Blanc, a little bit of a cloud right there. But if you are wondering, I barely heard the church bells, and then I ran out here to go film it. But they did a really great job with newer windows and sliders. And I can't hear anybody from appetizers and drinks over here, if you are wondering as well. So it's not a loud location. I'll give you my full review on that after I'm done. But absolutely stunning as, again, here, I won't film them, but just an older French woman down there, just in the middle, just in the middle of all these other condos and buildings, you know, that just was probably built around her, you know, from early days. Beautiful mountains up here. Very, very nice. I wonder if that goes on all night. Obviously, it's going to get a little chilly. It's a little chilly out here. Not too bad. All right. Well, I'm getting settled in. If you want to go a smaller option like this, it's definitely the ticket. If you want to save some money and go a little bit more budget friendly, and it's a very clean location. Again, I haven't heard any voices in the building. I know it's only 7 o'clock. People might be out to dinner, but I will give you a heads up. I might sleep with my white noise machine just in case, so I don't rouse myself while I'm sleeping. But again, getting dialed in. We're going to have an early supper, make some tea, just chill. I do need to find out what's going on with this fireplace though, because I would like to light a fire right about now. If this is the first video you've clicked on and you haven't seen, you're like, keep talking about Seven Summits. Seven Summits was the first property, and it's going to be the most bougiest, largest out of the bunch. So we went from a 4-bedroom, Seven Summits. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it below, as well as Mana Homes information, their Airbnb, as well as their website in the description box below. Mana Homes does require, I think, some of their properties 3 nights minimum, some nights 5 minimum. So definitely check that out. Seven Summits, I booked it 4 nights. I think it was a 3-night minimum. The one I'm going to tomorrow night, I think was a 5-night minimum. This, I believe, is a 3 or 2-night minimum on this one. Each listing is a little bit different. So definitely check out the links in the description box below. All right, I'm going to shower, I'm going to clean up, and then I'm going to go enjoy this place. Hopefully with some firewood. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tuck into a nice little dinner here. Cleaned up, showered. Very nice shower, by the way. Hot towel rack. That was a treat. And again, just a simple 1-bedroom little condo apartment. Very nice. Now, one thing is you do hear your upstairs neighbor. That's always the case in apartments. You know, someone slides a chair, moves furniture. I think I heard a vacuum earlier. Lovely kitchen. Simple sofa. I wish, you know, the fireplace was roaring right now. Would be nice, but I'm just going to relax. Going to go to bed early. So I'm going to go ahead and enjoy some tea, have a little dinner, and maybe a little orange for dessert. Oh, I forgot my avocado. Alrighty, again, just kind of hanging out tonight. I'll tell you what, just kind of hanging out. We'll explore Chamonix downtown, the walking area, of course, over the next many, many nights. Praise the Lord, we're still here. Once you get settled in, it is really nice. And then you can wake up late, go ski for 2 or 3 hours, plan your day, etc. This couch actually is a sleeper sofa, so that can sleep 2 more people there. And there's plenty of bedding. I think there's bedding in here, this little chase little flip up, as well as the master bedroom. Cupboards have plenty of extra pillows, etc. And the thermostats are individually controlled. So let's see here. You come right over here and it looks like it's on 18. It looks like it's on 18 degrees Celsius. I might kick that down just a little bit. I like it a little bit chillier, so you kind of wrap up a little bit. That's on 18. Let's go ahead and, there we go. Let's go ahead and kick that down to 16.5 out here. Drying my boots over here next to it. And 16.5 I think is like 60 something degrees. Let me do some research. I might want to kick that down even more. Okay, now something to keep in mind here. We do have the Nespresso machine with plenty of Nespresso capsules. I am only here one night. They did load me up quite a bit, and I will be having those tomorrow. Not all of them, my olive oil I brought right there. We will be taking that back with us. Now, something to keep in mind, like I mentioned earlier, no measuring cups. I did bring my own because I measure out my oats as well as my ground flax seeds, hemp hearts, turmeric, etc. And so I'm glad I brought my own measuring cups because I don't see any measuring device in this particular unit. And there was only like a large plastic one at 7 Summits. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So if the owners do see this, I recommend getting at least some plastic measuring cups, tablespoon, cup, 3/4 of a cup, etc., half teaspoon, etc. I got all my stuff at Costco super, super cheap. So Nespresso machine, it's a Krups. We're going to try this out tomorrow. Of course, you have your hot water kettle right here. But the problem is I don't see a French press. So that is something to keep in mind. This is the only coffee maker they do have, and very simple. Insert your pod right here, close it, and then you hit your buttons back here on the back. Got your drip tray right here with your excess. The old one falls in down there. So do keep that in mind. This is the only coffee machine. So if you do run out, you can either A, go buy a French press if you're here for a long time, might be cheaper than those pods. They potentially could load you up even more with some more pods if you're staying for a longer duration. I'm not sure about that. You could always message them and see if they could replenish some products. But of course, that is up to them. And I know most Airbnbs, don't even give you capsules. It's like, hey, we have this and it's available, but you have to bring your own. So it is nice that they do have a few things, especially that organic olive oil. This one, the bigger one over here, is mine. And let's see, I think it was it organic pepper or just pepper? And honey. It's also really nice they have honey too. So I'm going to put down those espressos for sure tomorrow. I cooked on the pans. Very nice. Convection oven. Same exact thing as 7 Summits. Turns on right here, and then each individual one, you just tap it, and then you raise up the temperature with this little slide bar right here. There's a little timer if you want to. Super legitimate. You got plenty of plugs. You got plugs up here. I'm having my little charging station over here. You got plenty of plugs over here. I did bring my own little whisk for my turmeric drink I drink. And then a dishwashing rack is really nice. I'm used to hand washing dishes, but of course use the dishwasher if you want to. Also, didn't find any information out about the firewood, but you could purchase that at the store. If I would have known, I would have took a bundle from 7 Summits. I don't think they would have mind because it's the same company. Maybe they would have mind, so I'm not exactly sure, but that would have been nice to have a little fire going tonight. But again, it's only one night. But if you're going to be here for multiple nights, it's open. There's a little thing to go up and down with the smoke, so I'd take advantage of that. There's nothing in the rules that I saw stating that you can't have fires here, so have some fires. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, shower was delicious. Towel rack was really awesome as well. Your on switch is right down here. You turn the temperature like this and that. And I had my towel on there, and I had my boxers laying up, clean boxers laying up right over here. Warmed them up slightly. Nothing like piping hot, maybe if you laid it on there a little bit longer, but still, it was a little warm, nice. So the shower, let me give you a little heads up on the shower here because it took me a second to kind of figure it out. So this is going to be your hot and cold over here. This is going to be your flow temperature over here. So open up the valve. The shower was actually very, very nice. And I brought my own soap. That's what you see right there. I'm kind of a biohacker like that, even though this is organic. I use Dr. Bonner's soap. So this is your hot and cold. Pull it back towards you for more hot, forward for colder. And there's like these little buttons like here and here. I don't know if they're lock buttons. So when you get in, you'll turn it on. And I thought that was the hot and cold, but it's actually over here on the right side. I'm not used to that. A little bit different than 7 Summits. where you actually can see the kind of the blue and red little coloring scheme. But this one, there's no markings on it. So just pull it back towards the camera if you want it more hot. And it was nice and piping hot. It is adjustable. You can bring that up and down the wand if you want, etc. Anyway, delicious shower. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that one as well. Okay, it is almost bedtime and just want to give you a heads up. It is Saturday night and they have shut down the area out here. So the parking over here, I won't go out there because I don't want to talk in the kind of loud English, but the cars that you saw over here, that's, I believe, for the hotel parking right here and maybe for the restaurant as well. But the appetizers and the folks getting their drinks right out here, they shut all that down about 9:45. And right about 9:55, I haven't heard any voices. I could hear some people having a little bit too much, if you are wondering. But again, that is now shut down. It's beautifully and quiet. It's a very nice location. But since this is a review video, you can hear your upstairs neighbor. And whoever they are, they're not making a bunch of noise. But, if they have like tables and chairs scooting stuff around, it's just like a regular apartment or condominium. I'm not used to that so much anymore. So just in case, if they're up early or if they stay up a little bit later, because I'm heading to bed here in about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes or so, I'm going to go ahead and use my white noise machine just in case. And a white noise machine, if you're not used to it, just puts off this like white noise so that kind of the background noise isn't heard. It's definitely life hack if you have roommates or if you still live with your parents or something like that. This is an absolutely beautiful view right here of the kitchen. So overall, it's a really nice property. Again, if you want to go a little bit more budget friendly, stay in the city center. My next property is only 5-minute drive down the street, and it's on this quiet street. You're going to absolutely love it as well for a 2-bedroom option with an open concept as well. But if you guys want to do it budget friendly, if you're going with friends, put 2 on the sleeper sofa right here. If you really want to go budget friendly, put someone in the bunk bed above you. I used to do that back in the day with our ski trips, man. We'd pack like at least 2 per room sharing beds, and it makes it a lot cheaper. If you're like myself and solo and you want to go a little bit more budget friendly, this is a nice location. Everything is walkable. Little pizza place right across the street. You have parking if you drive in or if you rent a car like myself. I mean, come on. Beautiful upgraded kitchen is really, really nice. Great bathroom. Already used that. Great shower. Already used that. Great kitchen. Already used that. Balcony. We were out there earlier, of course. We saw that. But we will be doing our morning espresso out there as well as some devotion time with Bible reading. Parking for me, since I had a rental car, absolutely a plus on that one. We'll give you a update about how the bed is. By the way, 7 Summits, I don't think I mentioned that in the video. Watch that video. Bed was very, very comfortable. It's clean. It's nice. If you're coming in for a night, if you're coming in for 3-4 days, I think it'd be perfect for you. If you're coming in for an extended period of time, I'll leave that up to you. I just thought of one other thing. And these review videos are really good for not only the viewer, but also for the owners if they do see it as well. Reusable shopping bags would definitely be a bonus. At their previous property, 7 Summits, the one I came from, they had a bunch of reusable shopping bags. Here in France, I believe they charge per bag, like everywhere. I don't think it's just per city. I think it's everywhere. Just like in America now and Colorado. Not all places, but where I was living in California as well as Colorado, they charge for bags. So reusable shopping bags, like in the closet by the vacuum or something like that, and then just mention that in the portal. And if I didn't mention that, so they have been on top of it, sending me emails just beautifully like, hey, just a reminder, we're going to charge your credit card for the deposit, which falls off if there's no, accidentals or anything like that, just like a hotel. But they give you a heads up. So they're like, hey, make sure your balance is enough on your credit card because, they're just sending you like welcome emails, checkout reminder emails, really on top of it. So when you book the place, I had to upload my passport for a pre-check-in, and I did that for every property. And then they send you this portal. It talks about where to take out trash. And I think in the city, you can use any trash can. So I think the one I pointed to downstairs, I don't know if that's the trash can on the portal or not. So trash anywhere around here is a little bit inconvenient because they don't have a trash service. You have to go to those big things I showed you in the 7 Summits review. Hopefully I include that in the video. But it's all in the portal, and then you throw away your trash, recyclables there, etc. But a couple of shopping bags in the closet would be absolutely fantastic. I'm actually going to buy a Chamonix reusable bag or a tote bag when I do find it in town. And I do need to ask my AI agent what the best place is to shop around here for souvenirs. That's Grok, the AI agent on X. aka Twitter. Oh, and then, just a, small coffee maker or a French press in this location would be absolutely fantastic as well. And they could just stash that in the cupboard. I actually was almost thinking about bringing my French press. I'm pretty sure the next property does have one, and sometimes they list that in the Airbnb listing. They list exactly like what's there, so you kind of know what you might need to bring or not. Okay, we'll go ahead and wrap this review up in the morning after I enjoy that beautiful view. I'm so glad I got to this property before dark and got to see that. That was absolutely incredible how much closer you are than Luge at Seven Summits. You're just right underneath these peaks. Okay, good night to you, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Beautiful. I tried my hand at an Americano, and I think the espresso is definitely the ticket. The Americano doesn't taste exactly like a coffee shop's Americano. I didn't put too much hot water in there, but I love the frothiness of the espresso machine. The Nespresso's is absolutely delicious. Okay, it is stunning out here this morning. Looking absolutely fantastic. There are some clouds covering the peaks though, unfortunately. So I'm glad we got that shot, but it looks like they're kind of moving through a little bit. And this property in front of me is absolutely gorgeous. They have a big, beautiful trimmed hedge. It almost looks like a maze. Again, I'm on the third story, which is nice, but they do actually have, I think, 5 stories here at this each building. A little bit chillier today. I think I'm going to grab my jacket. Gondolas are already going this morning, but I think they're just for operational purposes or for the employees. So this right over here is a hotel. This is where, I mean, it's a beautiful place. It looks absolutely stunning, especially for summertime as well, with that spiral staircase that goes from maybe their restaurant area all the way to the top. Absolutely incredible. And then let's turn you around here so you can't really see the peaks, but the clouds are still covering it, but that still is absolutely incredible. So hopefully those clouds will break before we do leave and check out this morning, but it's beautiful seeing the steam coming off some of these buildings here, back of my neighbor here in front of you, that one old house. And then here in front of us, so I just found out last night that this park right here, where this guy's walking his dog right over here, and this park actually is where the paragliders will land during the summertime, which is absolutely phenomenal. And so you have units over here as well with maybe a little bit bigger or maybe the same amount of balconies. There's like no furniture out there. I wonder if people, just have, this is their little chalet condo. Those properties, whatever that is over there, I think that's condominiums. I think you can check into those, maybe a hotel condominium. And then the big ski chalets right here. If you want to be right in the hypercenter of town and rent some big chalet like right here, then look right next to this paragliding park, which obviously I don't think the paragliders land here during the winter time here. And I'll try to get the name of this hotel. It's like Le Poissons or something like that. But where I'm going, the parking lot for the gondola is right there. The parking lot is literally probably a 3-minute walk around the corner. This is a great location for the Hypercenter not to pay for parking and just literally walk over there. I'm pretty sure there's probably a back route through those homes right there where you can get to the gondola. So I have to actually go there and probably park today. There's the church bells for, I don't think 8 o'clock. I don't think it should be 8 o'clock quite yet, but let me be quiet for a second, see if you can pick that up. Absolutely stunning. I didn't hear any church bells earlier this morning, so maybe those are the first ones of the day, and I didn't hear them last night. My white noise machine actually went off last night. Yeah, we got a local right there. He's jogging in shorts. He's jogging, what, is he jogging straight up the mountain? Just jogging up the mountain in shorts, man. Setting his Garmin, Probably not going skiing today. Today is Sunday, by the way. I actually found a Christian church to go to. I think it's just going to be too much to get over there, check out, get all my stuff packed. But I'm gonna check it out. I think next Sunday. But yeah, that guy's just jogging straight up the mountain right there. But the company Mana Homes does offer very close to my next chalet that I'm going to. They offer pretty monster chalets in this area too. But again, you will definitely be paying the price for it. Oh my goodness gracious. You can see a peak breaking out of the clouds. It doesn't seem real because it's so tall, and it's so up there. Like if I was back home, that would probably be a 30,000 plus foot mountain. I mean, the peak is literally breaking through right here, and the sun is hitting the peak of that peak. That's not Mont Blanc, but that is another peak. Here we go. We're breaking through. Look at the sky. Absolutely incredible. It's almost like, look at this little window of heaven opening up. Absolutely incredible. Oh, come on, Lord. Let's move these clouds and open it up. So beautiful. Thank you, Lord. Little birds running around. So a little hack for you here. If you do stay at this location, I actually turned off my bedroom heater last night and slept very, very nicely because it's not too chilly and the heater's right next to the bed. So I just turned it off. I set it lower, but then I just turned it off and I slept really, really well. The bed actually is very, very comfortable, and you got billion-dollar views right here. Billion-dollar views. Again, this is probably maybe one of the, I mean, it's not chilly. It's literally, I'm in sweats and a hoodie right now, but it is a little bit chillier than typical. And I do love the under cabinet lighting of the kitchen if you just want something subtle, especially at nighttime. Look at, there's a little bird on my table right here. How cute is that? Make sure he doesn't hop in the house, but oh, he's so cute. There he goes. So again, very, very nice and quiet. I think it's almost 8 o'clock in the morning, but it's like really quiet for a Sunday and absolutely fantastic. Again, the bed was very comfortable. I think I need to get a softer bed. Both beds have been softer and it's just easier on my muscles, especially after workouts. My bed's more of like a firm, medium firm memory foam. And these ones are just soft springs and they're very, very nice actually. Oh my goodness. This bird literally just landed right next to me and then took off. How beautiful is that? If you are wondering, didn't hear my neighbor at all last night, which was really nice. Slept great. We do have some snowboarders coming up and they're getting ready to rock and roll a little bit. All ready this morning for first trails. I've never been one of these first trail kind of guys, but sometimes, teach their own. These guys are Russian right here. And it's 8 o'clock in the morning and they got like a little Bluetooth speaker just pumping music. 4 Russian dudes. Oh man, what a beautiful Sunday morning. Praise the Lord. Again, this property in front of me is absolutely incredible. That's the bird right there. But look at this maze hedge right here. You got to take it in. It's absolutely stunning. I don't know where they must be getting their equipment, renting their equipment somewhere. But the house over here, let me point this direction. But the house over here, look at the chimney on top. I don't want to film their windows because they might be up this morning. But their chimney is absolutely gorgeous for a nice wood fire. But yeah, that must be a kind of a shortcut if you want to take the back way around. So these guys walk this little pathway here next to the park and then right through here, and then they must be going over there unless they walked over to the snowboard shop and they're staying at the hotel. I'm not really sure, but anyway, very, very beautiful. I'm pretty sure that's going to be open today, the little beginner thing. I think this cat guy, I think that's what he was working on. I think that's going to open up today for kind of little beginner. This is kind of the training area right here for ski school, and then you walk over the gondola, and this is, I'm sorry if I've never mentioned it, this is Brevant ski area, and then the gondola goes way up there. So you actually are, this is the Mont Blanc side. So now we're actually going to be over here on the other side of the valley, and that goes all the way to the top. So these mountains right here, you actually have to get over the crest of this, just to get to the monsters up above. It's nutter butters, right? So I can't wait to get up there. So there's a road back here. I don't see anybody parked along the edge, but I'm gonna try to find a free option of parking. It's not that big of a deal if you do have to park at the Brevant parking lot for like 6 hours. It's like €8. First hour's free, and then I think it's like €2 per hour, and then I think it jumps up to like €2. Yeah, I think it might be €2 per hour. But anyway, someone posted on Google reviews that it was like 6 hours for like €8. So the road behind those places right there I just pointed to, where I temporarily parked to come down, there's a bunch of parking like up against the trees, and unfortunately I am checking out of this place, but there is a road that goes up and over, so I'm gonna see if I can park along that edge for free, which a lot of people were doing yesterday. If not, I'll pay the €8 and we'll go ahead and just park. It's covered parking. It's a 2-level parking structure, and people say that there's always spots available even in the prime wintertime here as these guys are getting ready to ski. I wonder if Brevant opens up pretty early. I don't think so. I think it's like 8:30 still, but these guys want to get first tracks for sure. Might be their first day out. Rookies rookies. All right, as the sun's breaking, let's get some coffee and some devotion time in. And the big glass slider does have, I think this might be just manual. I'm not going to tug on it too hard. It doesn't come down as easy as I thought. I don't see a remote control either, but you do have your storm shade and shades there to black it out if you want, as well as the bedroom window does as well. You just have to open up the window and kind of, I think, tug on it for it to go all the way down. Now, something to keep in mind, don't shut the slider all the way. I don't know if it latches or not, but I'm not going to be testing that out this morning, that's for sure, especially if you don't have your cell phone. So when you do close it, just make sure that if you're coming out here and there's nobody else inside, there is a push button. But, you know, again, I'm not going to be testing that just in case you slammed it shut and then it goes, chook, you know, or something like that. I don't think it would, but just be a little cautious of the slider. And that's a newer slider, I'm pretty sure, and it's definitely nice for noise. Absolutely incredible sitting out here. And that must be a shortcut by the back of the hotel. Yeah. So I can see the street over there. So it's a great shortcut going behind right over here. So you walk that path by the park and you go behind right here, and that cuts down to the street right over here. And I just saw a woman coming back with her croissant that I saw when I first walked out here on that balcony. So she must have walked into town to a coffee shop, grabbed a croissant. And if I had more time, for sure, I definitely would do that. But the next location, again, it's going to be just outside of the city center, and I'm glad I did that. This is very, very nice. And it's really nice to people watch, actually. It's really nice to, you know, see joggers. You know, I didn't see that at the last property. If you want absolute seclusion, I never heard any of my neighbors. I saw like a couple of them washing dishes and having dinner one night. Besides that, nobody. Even the next door neighbor, they had like 3 or 4 cars parked out there at one time. I didn't see anybody. I never saw them one time. I never heard anybody. If you want absolute seclusion and peace and quiet, go to Mana Homes 7 Summits Chalet. It'll be linked in the description box below. But if you want the more action, if you want to be able to just walk literally probably a couple minutes, this location is great. My next location, it will be, I think from, you know, it shouldn't be, because I'm like I think I'm right above the city center, like right in the main hub, that street where you can't drive down. And my other location, I think people on the reviews were like, yeah, it's only like a 8 or 10 minute walk. If you're walking slow, I could probably do it in like 7 minutes flat. And a 7-minute walk is nothing, to be honest with you. But this is absolutely peaceful. I'm just talking with God. I'm looking at this beautiful view. Just spend that time. I want to like go grab my camera and take photos, and yeah, I'm gonna do that in a few minutes. But just take the time just to talk with God. Ask him, just tell him your dreams. Tell him he's a big God. He can handle it. Talk to him about your dreams. Talk to him about your family. Talk to him about your work. Talk to him about your relationship with him. Ask him what is required of you. Ask him what he wants for your heart. You're going to miss this view. So just grab yourself a cup of coffee. I'm in Psalms 126 right now. Just read Romans 10, I believe. And now I'm going to head back and finish up. I didn't finish it yesterday morning. Isaiah. I'm going to reread Isaiah 64, 65, and 66. That's what the Lord's speaking to me today about. And it's about waiting on him. Again, the camera won't do it any sort of justice, the lens on the camera, but God is an incredible master painter, that is for sure. And not to mention too, not only is this an amazing balcony, even in the summertime, this would be absolutely stunning, but again, for you folks that are influencers that need to take photos with your products that you're reviewing or doing sponsorships with, this balcony overlooks this direction as well as the hotel right here. And you can do a nice little photo shoot going out the backside, or tuck yourself in this corner here for that shot I just showed you, or get someone to take your photo with the right angle coming up standing in the corner. So, or just literally go to the park, get up there with the evening light or morning light. Yeah, they're working on the thing right here. These are the employees that are going to be opening that up in a little bit. Man, people from the hotel are checking out early. They must be, it's Sunday, so they probably stayed for the weekend, probably people in France, and they're going to drive back home, or, you know, maybe groups of friends or something like that, but they're checking out pretty early. It's only like 8:30 in the morning right now. Definitely not checking out right now. I'm going to enjoy this place till the final minute. Again, on your portal, they do have the option of checking in early early as well as checking out late. You do have to pay a fee for that. I believe it starts at 20 euros. It might be 20 euros for all their properties. For the bigger properties, because what happens is check in like 2 hours early at 2 o'clock and you'll pay a $20 euro fee. And then if you want to check out late, it's 12 o'clock and it's like, I think starting at a 20 euro fee. The reason why they charge is because they have to then, especially in a big property, they would only have 4 hours to clean the place. So they charge you so that they can just like maybe get more people to come in and just quickly, just 4 hours. You know how, goodness gracious, a big chalet, 4 hours to clean the place? Goodness gracious. Tubs and showers and toilets and, all that sort of stuff. Definitely possible though. Definitely possible. Yeah, folks are out here taking photos, getting that shot as the blue sky is breaking, the peak is breaking. Hold on. So I think that's 8:30. We got a little chime on the bell. But look at the sky breaking now. Yep. The top ridge is breaking right now. So right there is Adieu du Midi. I'm pretty sure that's it, unless it's over here. But Mont Blanc should be right there in front of you. Let me go ahead and point to it right here. Then we have another peak over here. And so that should be Adieu du Midi. And this view is worth every single penny. If you get like 3 or more nights, especially in late March, mid-March, I think even April as well, it's a very reasonable rate. It might, differ from time to time, obviously. Yep, it's breaking. Oh, that's incredible. Okay, I need to go get my other camera. I know I've said it a lot, but I really, really love this camera for the microphone function and how easily it connects together like this. It's absolutely phenomenal for shots like this. So if you were vlogging on a DSLR, you would have to have a lavalier microphone. You would have to have a shotgun microphone, but you couldn't talk this low. That's what's so nice. I was literally on the balcony or on the airplane just talking like this, and the audio is going to come through just beautifully here. So making my oatmeal right now. The clouds have broke over the entire peak. You definitely could get used to this right here. I wonder how much a condo like this would be like remodeled, kind of freshened up a little bit. And the biggest refresh they did in here is, floor, tile, kitchen, absolutely stunning. And then some tile in the bathroom. But this is probably the main overhaul right here, which wouldn't be that bad because I think this is just like an IKEA kitchen, but it's so nice with the colors. And this is just like butcher block. This isn't, quartz marble, but it has the backsplash, matching backsplash. Very seamless, beautiful as well. But I wonder how much, especially in the Hypercenter like this with a car spot. I don't know. I definitely think a little one bedroom like this shouldn't be too expensive. I don't think it would be any more than like 400,000 euro maybe, or something like that. Maybe even cheaper than that. I'm going to look into that because the Airbnb model, especially because Chamonix is so it's such tourist friendly. If you want to diversify your portfolio and invest in real estate, I believe Mana Homes does have criteria for their homes where every single one of their listings is like a refresh. So because this is a remodeled, and they might actually if someone gets a hold of them, I don't know, but maybe they're like, hey, we know contractors to come in, we'll do a tile job, we'll get it ready. But the Airbnb model, especially in Chamonix, is really cool. Poke around on Mana Homes' website and all their properties. Again, I was looking at a lot of properties before I started booking with them. And the reason I booked with them was just the convenience factor as well. Their properties were absolutely beautiful. They were very kind. I'm very thrilled with their company and I'm reviewing their property. I'm vlogging about their property. Okay, I'm really enjoying this, but I do need to move a little quick. Got 1 hour till checkout. Clouds are broken. Sun is coming up over this peak right here. Look at that. Come on. Look at that. Church bells in the background. Absolutely stunning, folks. Absolutely stunning. That sun coming on the balcony right now over the peak. It's now like 9:05 a.m. Feels absolutely glorious. It's going to be a beautiful day today. Thank you, Lord. The clouds are broken. That's where we're going to be skiing. So there's still some clouds over there, but that should burn off. God willing. We'll be praying hard. All right. We better get get cruising, get some bathroom time in, and check out. All right, we are checking out. We do need to put the keys back. You're able to get out of the garage once the keys are back in here. We don't need to use the key fob, but a little hack for you here is leave that bottom door to the garage cracked. Hopefully a neighbor doesn't shut it all the way, so you don't have to take the stairs down and wander around the parking garage. You can go directly by that again. Okay, we're a few minutes past overdue, but luckily the cleaners aren't right on time. Beautiful, comfortable bed. We're gonna do one quick little check over. We'll put our keys back and we'll get on out of here. It's a lovely day today. Alrighty, so just put the keys back. You fiddle the thing, so obviously people don't know you're there. Hopefully this door is open, which it's not. A neighbor came, so I gotta go back up, and then I gotta go down the stairs, because you don't have the keys to open up that door. Kind of a pain, but not really. We'll go downstairs, we'll wander around the parking structure, we'll find it, and then when you back out, you gotta lift up that little parking thing so no other person takes that spot. I guess I didn't have to come all the way up to the second floor, but it is what it is. I'm just used to hitting that button. It'll take a day to get used to the lights and the elevator and parking structure, but not that big of a deal. But, okay. Now the cleaners probably have to, let's see. I think I have to go, I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna exit and remember to turn that little handle at the bottom there. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely fantastic. Beautiful day today. Okay, so if you're gonna do this route, what you gotta do, I think, there might be a different route, but I'm gonna go over to this little hut and that will lead me down to the parking structure and the cleaners, kind of misting a little bit with some clouds, that's what you saw, but absolutely stunning. Okay, so we're gonna go down here. There's another one over there as well, might be a little closer, but hopefully we don't have to wander around too much. Oh my gosh, how do I get down to my car? Shoot. Hopefully I didn't lock myself out. The instructions didn't say anything about having to go down or park back on the street and then go back up to the lockbox. That'd be kind of a pain. Okay, a little bit of a pain, but I got the keys back out, opened up that door a crack. I did it very quickly so no neighbors would come. All right, it's open now, and sweet. I'm able to get out of here. And there are lights as well. I just didn't know which ones to turn on, but there are more lights than this. It is a little, dark-ish down here. But good thing the cleaners haven't come yet, so we're out of here. But again, we have to put up the little parking thing. Alrighty, parking stall thingamabobber is up, so nobody else parks there. Bathroom towels are on the ground, and let's go ahead and get on out of here. See, here are those cages, but I guess for security, they keep them locked. Kind of reminds me of Brazil, to be honest with you. Hey, if that Volvo can get out of here, we definitely can as well, especially look at this van over here. That's a big van, that thing barely fits. Okay, you can exit without your key fob, but remember, if you don't have the key fob, it better allow me to exit without the key fob. Oh, come on, seriously? I gotta go up and get the key fob. Oh man, they didn't say anything about this. So I gotta go park on the street. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, a little con of the place. Definitely getting out. You need the key fob and you need to kind of retrace your steps all the way over again. Goodness gracious. Okay, nice place. Little inconvenient for checkout purposes. I'm gonna be definitely honest with you there, especially with having to do that. So probably shouldn't have swung it around all the way. Let me back it up over here real quick. No, I'm just gonna have to block their garages real quick. Run back upstairs and then go in the front door after I park on the street. Definitely a little bit of an inconvenience. All right, let's get this done here. I wish I could just follow somebody out, to be honest with you. Okay, was able to follow somebody out. Didn't have to go all the way back up. Praise the Lord. Okay, now, again, this is the street parking where you're gonna have to do that. Definitely a little bit of an inconvenience like I just mentioned. Not the end of the world for this place, but, well, especially if all this parking is taken, unless you can like squeeze in something like that, or, put it in over here with your hazards on maybe, but you're blocking something, or just go up here on the sidewalk. But see these people with their bags, who knows where they're parked. So one little downside to that, and I'll put that in my review as well. It needs to be a little bit more, see these gals, where are they going? Down to the train station? Looking all gussied up. Again, you could come back up to the park if you wanted to. A lot of people checking out, so I think people were here just for the day. Oh, hang gliders. Yes. Yeah, they are landing. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on one second. He's landing right here. Look at these hang gliders. Another guy up there, and they're coming in for the landing. How cool is that? Oh man. Yeah, that's a great spot to see him. Look at this, coming in for the landing. With the church bells going right here as he just hang gliding, and then this guy way up there. Look at how gorgeous it is with the sunshine right now in this park. And here he comes down for the landing. I'm gonna switch over cameras here. Absolutely incredible. Oh, that's a view. Good night. Muito bom, gente. Look at this guy right here. Literally, the Airbnb was that building right there on the corner. You could be on your balcony with an espresso watching these guys land. Absolutely incredible. Just beautiful. That backdrop right there. I mean, come on. Sky's the limit, folks. Sunday morning, Lord's Day. If there is parking right here, but there's only like a few stalls and a handicap, so do be careful of that. I literally am on the corner right here with my hazards on as this guy is coming down. Just wild. Watch him, watch him, watch him, watch him. Is he gonna get what? Oh, maybe they illegally, why are they whipping through so fast? I'm not sure. Maybe they illegally, he's running. Maybe they're not supposed to land here and the cops are coming. Yeah, he's grabbing. Roll it up, let's go. Let's go, hurry up. Throw away my trash real quick. And, oh, there's the Savoy butt ski pole lift, but obviously is closed right now, right there. And the Airbnb is literally right there. And there's the house that was right in front of my balcony. I literally could see the Airbnb balcony from here. Awesome location if you're gonna be right here. That place is so close, you could just walk back there. If that lift was open, literally take the gondola down and don't even walk back, snowboard or ski back to the front entrance of the Airbnb. Because the park, you could have access. There's no fence from the condo to the park. You could just jump right over there. Again, great little place. Just understand that it is apartment living. It's a little different than an actual house. And your boy could use an espresso right now, I'll be honest with you.